what? Now you're trapped with me. Not only do you hate me, but now you stuck with me. Now you stuck with me, bitch. I will be your worst nightmare. I will be your worst motherfucking nightmare. I will be your worst nightmare. Child support? Oh, I need all that. Just be at the hospital. Be ready to solve your mouth. Be ready to solve your motherfucking mouth. That's what you do. Cause I need all mine. Cause I need all mine. Cause I need all mine. Bitch, you ain't hurt me. I hurt you. I hurt you. I was never faithful to you. I played under you. Not only did I play under you, I got what I wanted. Not only did I get what I want, his real daddy was in prison taking care of him. Not only that, you should have known about trying to turn home into a housewife. That was your fault, baby boy. That was your fault because you thought it was real L's. You a little ass boy. I could never take you serious. Never. Never. Not since the truth.
For that bitch. This is Sirach, chapter 42, verse 9. It says, "The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she be hated. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house, and having husband, lest she should misbehave herself, and when she is married, lest she should be barren. Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughingstock to thine enemies, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. Behold, not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. For from garments cometh the moth, and from women wickedness." I want to start out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Hashem Wukakadash. Double honors to the elders that rule well. Peace and blessings to you, brothers out there preaching this word of sincerity and truth. This is Sayonara from the Dallas camp, coming back with another lesson. I started this video off with this demon, this monster, this wildebeest, putting up a video with her and her child and an unborn child, going at her baby's father, and basically shaming him, man. This adulterous, disgusting dog, And so the point of this video, is just, just like it says in Sirach. It says, behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. And, when we come into the last days and into troubling time, and you really got to get your spirit away from these women, even you brothers that are married, or living with a woman, because their mind is completely carnal. Now, this is a demon, an extreme case, but a lot of these women that claim that they believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua and know that they're Israelites, they act in the same manner, man. They're a bunch of cum buckets, looking to who they can trap up in the flesh, man. And it doesn't have to be trapped up in the flesh in the sense of having a child trapped up in the flesh, and meaning being carnally minded and worrying about carnal things, because you're going to get with women, it's going to happen, your flesh is burning, you want to deal with a woman, but just be mindful that these women on this side, they're not with us. They're not with us, man. And we have to understand that we're under the curses, and that's one of our curses, that our women are going to be completely bugged out before we get up out of here, man. So a lot of these women, especially this piece of crap, is going to die, man. And it's going to be beautiful, man. You don't want to get caught up in that judgment because you got your head smooth shoved up a woman's ass, So I'm just going to grab a couple of scriptures on that, man. I'm not going to be too long-winded with this. Brothers go into this topic constantly. but it was on my spirit to do a vid on it because I saw that video and I was just like, ugh, you know. So I'm gonna go start with 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, which I know many of you brothers have read this scripture many times. This is 1 Corinthians 7 and 20 something. 28. It says, but and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. So if you get with a woman, you pop her, man, you haven't sinned. You know, if you live with a woman, you haven't sinned. It says, if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh. And one thing you brothers know is you ain't with no virgin, man. You with a woman that got demons all over. She done been with multiple men. And she's carrying those demons from those other relationships into your relationship. So you got to be mindful of that, you know. And pray for your woman if you living with her. Pray that you know that the Yahweh Yahushua has mercy on you and your household, and that you're not hopefully you're not dealing with a dragon. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. So you're gonna have trouble in the flesh when you're dealing with these women, man, because their mindset is of the world. You know, their mindset is to please in their flesh. You know, it says, but this I say, brethren, the time is short. Time is short. It remaineth that both that are have wives be as though they have none. And that's why, you know, things get more serious and serious in this truth. More is asked of you in his faith because we're building the house of David, man. So you can't be constantly thinking about what you're going to do for your woman and running around trying to please her, man. Because she wouldn't mind that at all. You got to realize that these women are fickle as hell. If you left the truth and became a Muslim, guess what? She gonna become a Muslim. If you left the truth and became Buddhist, she gonna become a Buddhist. If you say, hey, baby, you know what? I'm not gonna go on the highways and byways this weekend. Let's go do this or let's go do that. She ain't gonna be like, no, you're a man of the Lord. You need to go out there and prophesy downfall of America. We don't, you know, we can hang out later. We can hang out in the kingdom. She ain't gonna never say that to you, man. So you gotta be mindful of that, man. It says, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use the world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So everything that you built in this world is gonna go away, man. You know, and so you can't be looking to invest your mind and your spirit into your relationship. You know. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. And so, of course, time to time again, you're going to go do things with your woman. There's nothing wrong with that at all, man. You know, because the scriptures talk about that too. That you got to do right by your woman. And you got to take care of her. So there's gonna be situations where you're gonna go do things with your woman, and a lot of brothers, they into their wives, man. They cool, they laugh, they hang, they're help me, But the focus is truth. The focus is getting out of here, and ushering and being an elect and ushering into the kingdom of heaven, So. It's just a balance there, But you brothers that are single, you brothers that don't have wives, man, please, I implore you, don't be chasing these women. And if you're around a lot of women all the time, you really should check that, man, because they're gonna put demons on you, man. They always do. I've seen it time and time again, man. Because a lot of these women are extremely wicked. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors. They're oppressors in the sense of, she's going to use that child against that man, put him in a system, get Esau involved, garnish his wages on child support. So that's a form of oppression, because you're subject to those payments. And a lot of these kids are just bad as hell, man. They ain't shit. It says, and women rule over them, my people, which they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. And we see that constantly, man. You know, the women, because women do rule over us, man. And you know, they know that the Esau, the self-proclaimed white man, gives them the leisure to do whatever the hell they want to do. And then, you know, you raise your voice, or if you talk too loud, they just call the cops and they throw you in jail. You know, she's the one causing all the tantrums and all the madness, but you the one that get thrown in jail, man. So, you know, you just got to be mindful of how you deal with these women, man, because they can get you caught up, you know, sexual harassment case or whatever the case may be, man. This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 5. It says, for after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in Yahweh adorned themselves, being in subjection to their own husbands. And you don't see that at all nowadays, man. You know, you might get you a nice girl that, you know, she listens, she cooks and cleans, and she does what she has to do, and that's great. But in the totality of it all, these women be out of order, man. It says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. Ask your wife to call you Lord. See if she do that. Calling them Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and they are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. Your woman is the weaker vessel, man. She's the weaker vessel. She's not built and equipped to handle the spiritual walk the way the men of the Lord are. And we have to be conscious of that. We have to understand that. And that they're going to always give occasion to the flesh, because that's how the Yahweh Yahushua set up the rank and file. You have the children, you have the woman, the men, okay? You have the Lord, okay? So they're the weaker vessel. So you have to be mindful that they're constantly going to give occasion to carnality. And so you don't want to get caught up in that mess. And we've seen that. We have many examples of that in the scriptures, you know. Lot's wife, you know. She looked back and was turned into a pillar of salt, actually. Let's read that account real quick. Job's wife. We'll get that one too. This is Genesis chapter 19. Verse 17, and it says, and it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee. Boom, angel told him exactly what to do. Don't look behind, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape them to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. So it's not only you need to get up out of that city, man. Don't look back, and don't be right there on the outside of the city, man. Get the hell up out of there. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape them to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. It is not a little one, and my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. And the sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from Yahweh out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the city, and that which grew upon the ground. You know? And so much for forgive and forget right there, huh? Tore their ass up. Rain, you know, basically nuclear bombs on their ass, you know. It says, And that's what's gonna happen in America too, man. You know. But his wife looked back from behind him. Boom, the angel told you don't look back. But guess what? She looked back anyway. And she became a pillar of salt. So she vaporized, man. You know, she looked back because she was thinking about the things that she was leaving in the world, you know. She looked back because she was thinking about her friends, Keisha and them, you know. And she got zapped, man. We have to keep our minds focused and eyes single on the instructions of the Heavenly Father, which is to go out there on the highways and byways and preach His words in sincerity and truth. Teach the young ones, you know. Be loving brothers to the congregation, because we're building an army of men of the Lord, you know. And so our focus and our attention has to be on that. Our women are gonna be just like Lot's wife. They're gonna be looking back, you know. And you can't get caught up with them, because what if Lot was a simp? And he's like, "Come on, baby, don't look back," you know. And he looked back with her ass. He would have got zapped, man. You know. Now he probably was hurt for the time being, you know. But hey, you know, he followed the instructions of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know. And that's what we got to do. So if you're in a situation where your woman is causing you a lot of grief, you probably need to leave her ass, man. You know, because she's gonna get you trapped up. You know, she's gonna get you caught up out there, man. Being a simp and being all emotional over her corner ass. You know. Now you don't want to end up in a situation like this guy, man. Whoever this guy having to deal with this wench. Got him out there looking bad, man. Because you know his friends and family seen it. Like, damn, man, you see that, bro? Dang, dog. She fucking another nigga too, dog. Got a nigga in prison and shit. Look at this shit.
Stop that. I don't give a fuck no more.
We know you don't.
Because his daddy finna get out.
And she ugly as hell, too.
I don't give a fuck no more. But guess what?
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting. This is Job chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, "So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh, and smote Job with sores and boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal. And he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, Doest thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die." And you know, things get bad, man. And that's exactly what these women do, man. They want you to go back into the world and be like everybody else, man. You know, if things get tough, they make your life even harder, man. But this is Job's response to his wife. He says, "But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What, shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips." And so he's like, look, man, you know, we got all these riches and mass, all these things. You was happy with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but things, you know, something goes bad, and who do you think caused it, man? And that's another scripture proving that the Lord controls both sides too, brothers. So, you know, you got your notes. It's a precept. You know, it's a precept to that Isaiah 45. Okay. You know, and so we see that again. The woman immediately lost her integrity when things went bad, man. Things went sour, and so we have to understand that these women's mindsets are inherently trapped in the world, man. You ain't gonna have no righteous woman on this side, man. Not into the kingdom. So, you know, don't get caught up in that. All right. I'm gonna grab a couple more scriptures, man, and I'm gonna get up out of here, man. This is oh yeah. Let me grab this one. Actually, I'll end it on this one. So, you know, I like reading this one because it's just good advice. It's good advice. Because you can get simple with these women, and they can get you to go off. You know, this is Sirach chapter 25, verse 23. It says, a wicked woman abateth the courage. And trust and believe me, brothers, all these women are wicked. Okay? They all are. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. And you can best believe that this woman made that man have a heavy countenance, man. You know? Heavy countenance, you know? Especially when he's sitting in front of that judge and he tell him he gotta pay all that damn money in child support. Okay? Verse 24, it says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh. So if your woman ain't doing what you ask her to do, if she's constantly arguing, it's constantly something you don't really trust her, you think she's stepping out on you or whatever it is, get rid of her ass. And what that means, it says cut her off from thy flesh. That means you can't cut her off, you can't leave her and then keep popping her on the side, man. You got to completely cut her ass off. So cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go, man. So let her go and let her be on her way. Because a lot of times, the Most High will bless you for you making the tough decisions. The Most High will bless you. You know, you just have to have the foresight to see that. You know what I'm saying? You know? And so, you know, with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Double honor to the elders that rule well. Peace and blessings to you brothers out there preaching the words in sincerity and truth. Shalom.